The following is a class on the Bhagavad Gita as it is, second chapter, text number 12, by His Divine Grace A.C. Swami Prabhupada, recorded on March 19th, 1966, at the Mishra Yoga Society, New York.
न सेवाहं जातुनासं नत्संग नेमि जनाधिपा न चैव न भविष्याम सर्वे वयम अतः परम. What is the translation?
In fact, there was never a time when I was not, or when you or these kings were not. Nor is it a fact that hereafter we shall cease to be.
Yes. Now, Krishna is trying to convince Arjuna that death does not take place. He says clearly that myself, I am the Supreme God, Krishna. Yourself, you, and all the other kings and the soldiers, those who have assembled in this great battlefield, it is not that in the past we are not existing, and in the present we are now face to face, we are seeing that we are existing, and in the future we shall also exist in the same way. In the same way means individually. Just like I am an individual person, you are an individual person, he is an individual person, so I, you, he or they. First person, second person and the third person. So that individuality continues. Individuality of every living being is a fact. Therefore, in the actual field also, we see that we have got difference of opinion. What I think, you may not agree with me, because we have got an individual. Similarly, your thinking may not be agreed by another gentleman. So everyone has got his individuality. That is a fact. Not that just like there is a class of philosophers who says that the soul is a homogeneous one entity, and after the destruction, after the annihilation of this body, the soul as a substance will mix up. Just like water you keep in different pots. In different pots you keep water. So the water takes the shape of the pot, the bowl, the round bowl. You keep water, the water takes the shape of round. So similarly, there are thousands of or millions of water pots, and suppose all the waters are mixed up, then and there is no distinction, just like they were in the pots. So their theory is that when a soul is liberated, then it mixes up with the super soul. Just like a drop of water taken from the sea water and again put it into the sea, it mixes up. It loses its identity. So that is one theory. But here Lord Krishna says that myself, yourself, and all others who have come here. There were about 60 millions of people assembled in that fight. It was not a small fight. In India there was, of course that was also great world war. Just like we had experienced, I think the First World War none of you had seen, because you are all young men, and we were child when the First World War was declared. We are all boys, school children. My age was at that time 14 years old. In 1914, when there was fight declared between German and Belgium. So that was the First World War. Then Second World War was in 1939. That was also German and English like that. But actually, this was also World War, this battlefield of Kurukshetra, because all the kings of the world, they joined either this party or that party. So there were a great assembly of all worldly kings. Now, Krishna says that either myself, either yourself, or these persons who are assembled here, they are individuals. They were individuals in the past, they are now individuals, and they will continue to be individuals even after annihilation of this body. Now, suppose we are all laymen, we are ignorant what is actually position, what is the actual position. But we have got our discretion also. Just like every one of you has some knowledge in the history. Now in the history, in the past, suppose you are now 30 years old or 35 years old, and suppose 200 years before the history which you read, you find that all people were individuals. And at the present, you are experiencing that all individuals, they are all living entities, either human beings or animals or birds or anywhere you can see that they are individuals. Then why should you not believe that in future they will remain individuals? Do you follow? In the past they were individuals. In the present they are individuals. And why not in future they will remain individuals? It is naturally concluded that they will continue to be individuals. Even we do not have any sufficient knowledge in either of these two theories, mixing up or keeping individuals, but by our own small reasoning we can understand that in the future history we have information that there were individual persons. At the present moment also we are seeing that there are individual persons. So why not in the future? How it is that in the future they will mix up, become one homogeneous thing? It is quite reasonable. And this conclusion is like this. Just like in 200 years before, in the month of March, the climatic position was like this. And in 1966, we find in March, the climatic position is exactly the same. And in future, naturally I conclude that in future, in March, the same climatic condition will be there. In astronomy also, if you find that in March, in such and such date, the sun rising is like this. And actually, in the present month of March 1966, we see the same exact time. And the whole calculation of astronomy is made like that. They prepare 100 years astronomical chart. 100 years. How they do prepare? By this calculation. And in the past it was like this, at the present it is like this, so naturally in future it will be like this. Just like you are speaking of the imminent spring time, the nature, how it will be decorated, how springtime it will be nice, because you have past experience, so you are foretelling. It is not foretelling. From past experience we are telling that this will take place. This will take place. So this is another point. To understand things by our reasoning. But there are things which is beyond our reasoning. There are things just like God, the existence of God. Of course, by our reasoning, we take it for granted that because everything has a creator, just like we have this tape recorder before us, so we know that there is a manufacturer. So the typewriter, there is a manufacturer. And everything, there is a father or manufacturer. Myself, I am created by my father. My father was created by his father. Similarly, naturally, we can conclude that this whole cosmic situation, the whole material manifestation, there is one creator. So these are simple reasoning. It is not very hard to understand. But at the same time, there are things which are beyond our experience, beyond our reasoning, beyond our conception. Those things are called achintya. Achintya means inconceivable. Inconceivable. Now, how to understand which is beyond our conception? The scripture says like this. Achintya khaluje bhava natastakina jujayat. Anything which is beyond our conception, beyond our reasoning power, beyond our approach of the material senses, such things we should not try to have conception simply by arguments. So, in the Vedic injunction, it is said that sabko apratishyam, by what should be our real understanding, that we cannot establish simply by argument. Sabko apratishyam sutayo vibhinna. If we consult different scriptures, then we will find that one scripture is speaking something, another scripture is speaking something else. Just like cow killing. Take it for example. The Hindus, they say that cow killing is irreligious. The Mohammedans say, no, cow killing is religious. There is some adjustment. But now in the scripture I see that the cow killing, in some scriptures it is said that cow killing is irreligious. And another scripture says that cow killing is religious. So which of them I shall accept? This is all right or that is all right. So therefore it is said that sutayo vibhinna if you consult the different scriptures, you will find different contradictory statements. Your scripture may be different from my scripture. And naso munijjasya matangna vinnam. If you consult philosopher, you will find one philosopher is differing from another philosopher. A big philosopher means who has cut down other philosophers and put up his own theory. This is true. This is going on. Tasko pratisthya sutayo bhinya naso munijjasya matangna bhinnam. Then, how to conclude what is the right path? I cannot establish it by my imperfect arguments. I cannot consult in the scriptures. Neither I can take real instruction from different philosophers. Then, what is the way of having the real thing? So it says, dharmasya tattvang nihitam guhayam. The truth of religiosity is very confidential, very secret. So, how to know it? Mahajana jena gatastha pantha. We have simply to see that great personalities, as they have taken up, we have to follow. That's all. Just like in your Christian religion, you may not understand all the biblical injunctions, or you may not have the time, but you simply, if you follow the ideal life of Lord Jesus Christ, then you get the same result. Similarly, the Mohammedans, if they follow the ideal life of Muhammad, Hazrat Muhammad, so they get the result. Mahajana jena gatastha pantha. Just like in an unknown path, in a village, especially when there is a field, now in the city, you can know that I have come so far because the streets are numbered and you have got the location and there are some symptoms, this house or that house. But in the country, everything, every place is of the same similar nature, the same jungle, the same field, the same grass. So we do not know where I am going, or in the sea, I have got experience. Have you ever traveled in the sea? No. But while I was coming from India, so everywhere I see a round of water. I do not know which way this ship is proceeding. You see? But they have got a chart. They have got a chart. By latitude, longitude, by time, and by chart, they are calculating. Now, I was asking the captain, where we have come. He was saying, in the Mediterranean Sea, oh, we are so many miles from Italy, we are so many miles from, like this, Tunisia. Now we are coming to Gibraltar, like this. But I was seeing all baths of water only. I was seeing just after 10 miles I shall reach, but it never reaches. So, what are these charts? The charts are that experienced sailors, they have made the chart. The captain was also consulting that chart because it was made by experienced sailors. That is nothing. So similarly, in calculating in which way we have to find out our salvation is to follow such liberated soul. So last day we had been discussing the difference between the conditioned soul and liberated soul is that a conditioned soul is imperfect in four ways. A cognizant soul is sure to commit mistakes. A cognizant soul is in illusion. A cognizant soul has the tendency for cheating others. And a cognizant soul has got his senses imperfect. Imperfection. Therefore, knowledge should be taken from a liberated soul. Why this Bhagavad Gita is so honored? Now, this Bhagavad Gita was spoken in India, and it is understood that it is a scripture of the Hindus. But why now you are Americans, you are also keeping this Bhagavad Gita? And not only in America, in other countries also, in Germany. In Germany there are great scholars, in England, in Japan, in all countries. So why? Because it is spoken by a great personality. Apart from we Hindus, we accept him, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but others, even not accepting him, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they accept it at least that he was a great personality. Therefore, besides the Hindu community, others, they are also consulting the knowledge. Now, my point is that when such a great personality, and when we accept him as a Supreme Personality of Godhead, then his version is right. What he says, that from our practical experience we can conclude that every individual persons were in the past individuals, they are also individuals at the present, and they will continue to be individuals. And this is by our common sense, but it is confirmed by Sri Krishna, whom we call the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he is accepted as a great personality. He says, Natu eva aham jatu nasam. Don't think that I was not in existence. That means I was in existence. Not that just now I have come before you as God as Sri Krishna. I was Sri Krishna in the past also, and I am Sri Krishna at the present. So also yourself, and so also others, all individuals. So, and at the present we are nachaiva na bhavishyama. I don't think that we shall not remain. Sarve. This sarve means we all. Not that. Sarve is plural number. Janadhipa is plural number. So, they are all individual souls. So the individual soul continues. That is the version. That is the version of the Bhagavad Gita, and it is better to accept this version without unnecessarily commenting it or interpreting it in a different way, so that one the interpretation is very bad. You see, a scripture should not be interpreted. A scripture should be taken as it is. As it is. And besides that, interpretation, when interpretation is required, when a thing is not properly understood, at that time interpretation is required. Otherwise there is no necessity of interpretation. Just like such and such village or such and such town is on the sea, somebody says. So similarly, a thing which is very clear to everyone, so there is no necessity of interpretation. Here, the statement of Bhagavad Gita as spoken by Lord Krishna It's very clear that myself, yourself, and all these people who are assembled here, they are all individual persons. And they were individual persons in the past. And at the present moment, we see that they are individual persons and they will continue. They will continue. I may not know what they will become in the future, but because He is God, because He is the Supreme Personality, His statement should be accepted. That makes my knowledge perfect. Just like I give you one very simple example. Now, if a little boy asks his mother, then who is my father? The mother says that here is your father. Then if the child says, I don't believe it, that he is my father. Is it possible to convince him in any other way than the statement of the mother? Is it possible? No. That is the final. That is the final. And if he says, I don't believe it, that is his foolishness. Similarly, a thing which is beyond our conception, beyond our limit of knowledge, that should be taken from the authority. So here is an authority, Sri Krishna. Authority. His authority is accepted by all over the world. In our India, there are 5 different and disciplic succession of authorities. Just like the Shankarites, followers of Shankaracharya, and Vaishnavites. Generally there are 2. Mayavadi, impersonalist, and personalist. The personalist school, philosophers, they are divided into 4. Ramanuja Sampradaya, that means followers of Acharya Ramanuja, Madhyacharya Sampradaya, or the followers of Madhyacharya, Nimbaka Sampradaya, followers of Nimbaka Acharya, and Vishnu Swami Sampradaya. Their conclusion is the same. Although they are 4 in number, their conclusion is the same. And another sect is Shankarite Sampradaya. So all these 5 different sections of the Hindus, they accept Sri Krishna as the Supreme Personality of God. All of them. There is no denial. Although they are 5, they have got different theses and philosophy, little difference, not in conclusion, but still, now, Sripad Shankaracharya, he is supposed, he is considered to be impersonalist. Impersonalist means he does not believe in the personal form of God, but still he has commented in this of this Bhagavad Gita, Shankar Bhashya. He has admitted there that Sri Krishna is the personality of God. He has also admitted. Others, they are Vaishnavites, other acharyas, other authorities, they are Vaishnavites. They have naturally admitted because they believe from the beginning. But even Shankaracharya, who is impersonalist, he has also clearly written that Bhagavan Swayam Krishna. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. And there are many evidences in many scriptures and Vedic scriptures that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. In the Brahma Samhita it is stated, Ishara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadi Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Ishara Parama. Ishara means the Lord. No, there are different lords, different lord degree. Lord means controller or proprietor. So, you have got some lordship over your environment. He has got some lordship. I have got some lordship. He has got some lordship. The President Johnson, he has got some lordship. In this way, you will find different degrees of lordship. But here it is said that the supreme, superlative degree Lord is Krishna. Above him, there is no other Lord. Here we shall find that you are bigger Lord than me, he is bigger than Lord you, and somebody is bigger than him. In this way, you can approach the Lordship of Johnson. Then you can see another man, he is more than Johnson, another person more than Johnson, like that. But when you reach Sri Krishna by such analytical process, you will find that nobody is greater, nobody is equal than Sri Krishna. Therefore, Sri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he says something, we must agree to accept it. We must, if we don't agree, that will not be beneficial for us. When a great man says something, and he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is saying that we are all individual persons. We are all individual persons. God is also individual person. It is confirmed in the Vedic literature. Nitya nityanam chetana chetananam. Nitya nityanam. Nitya means eternal. We are all eternal. And this is plural number. So amongst all the eternal living entities, he is the chief. This is a definition of God is given in this place. Nitya nitya. Chetananam, Chetana, Chetananam. We are all conscious beings. So, he is the Supreme Consciousness. He is the Supreme Consciousness. Now, of course, there are some yogic schools in America, I find. They do not believe in God. But it is not. Actually, the yoga principle does not deny the existence of God. God is there. Now, just to inform you, I have just brought one very authoritative book by two great professors of Calcutta University. The book is called Introduction to Indian Philosophy. Now, he says means he is giving, after studying all different kinds of philosophy, he is giving a nutshell idea of each type of system. Now, just see, the place of God in the yoga. The place of God in the yoga. As distinguished from the Sankhya, the yoga is theistic. Yoga system was introduced by Lord Patanjali, a great authority. Now, they have studied, and here is two persons, and this book is very authoritative. This is the 6th edition. Yes, see, it has very good sale in all the universities of the world. It is a very authoritative book. And this Dr. Chatterjee and Dr. Datta, they are not ordinary persons. This is accepted by all universities and they are authoritative persons. Now, just I am therefore reading his version. What does he say? The yoga system. Now, as distinguished from the Sankhya, the yoga is theistic. Yoga system is theistic. Theistic means believing in God. It admits the existence of God on both practical and theoretical grounds. Patanjali himself, however, has not felt the necessity of God for solving any theoretical problem of philosophy. For him, God has more a practical value than a theoretical one. This is a version of Patanjali. Devotion to God is considered to be the great practical value as much as it forms a part of practice of yoga. Those who are practicing yoga, they must be devotee of God. Otherwise yoga will be a failure. You see? So, in as much as it forms a part of practice of yoga and is one of the means for the final attainment of samadhi yoga or the restraint of the mind. The yoga, chitta nirodha, the whole purpose of practicing yoga is to control the mind. Control the mind. Now, here, Patanjali's system that unless you conduct devotional service of Lord, that bhakti, there is no success of yoga. There is no success of yoga. The subsequent commentators and interpreters, the difficulty is that wrong interpretation of the original text deludes the audience. So that the subsequent commentators and interpreters of the yoga evince also a theoretical interest in God and discuss more fully the speculative problems as to the nature of God and the proof for the existence of God. They practically take up the speculative way. But Patanjali, as he takes practically, without devotion of God, there is no success of yoga. Thus the yoga system has come to have both a theoretical and practical interest in the divine being. According to the yoga, God is the Supreme Person. Now, just see. This is authoritative statement. A Supreme Person. Did you ever hear, you have been in so many yoga societies, did you ever hear that God is a Supreme Person? Now, just see. According to the yoga, God is the Supreme Person who is above all individual self and is free from all defects. Now the same thing. In the Bhagavad Gita also, Lord Krishna, he is telling, he is informing us about the future or of the past because he is perfect. He can see both past and future. Because we are not perfect, because we do not know, now accepting it, that you existed in the future, say your age is 34 or 35 years, can you say 36 years before where you were? You cannot say. Or suppose you live for 100 years, can you say 100 years after where you shall be? You cannot say. Because you are imperfect. Because you are imperfect. So God is not imperfect. God is perfect being. Yes, yoga system also accept like that. According to the yoga, God is the Supreme Person who is above all individual. Now here you see the individual. Every living entity is individual. This particular one, that individual self, and is free from all defects. And because he is free from all defects, his statement is defectless. And that we must admit. My statement, because I am imperfect, my statement is also imperfect. I have no idea of the past and future. How can I say that in future you will be like this, or in the past you are like this? I cannot say. But who is defectless, who can see past, future and present equally, and there is no defect, he can say. So here is the statement of the Supreme Person. So we have to believe it. We cannot go out of it. If we don't believe it, then we are losers. If we don't believe it, then we are losers. He is the perfect being who is eternal and all-pervading. Just see. All-pervading. That means, although you can see him, as a person, just like you are present before me as a person, but you are absent in your residence. Is it not? But God is not like that. God is, although He is present, Krishna, although He is present just before Arjuna, instructing him, but He is all pervading at the same time. A crude example, just like at 12 o'clock in the midday, you see that the sun is above your head, and 5,000 miles away, if you ask any friend, where is the sun? He will say, it is on my head. 5,000 miles this way, that way, you inquire, and everyone will say, the sun is on my head. So if a material thing, sun is a material thing, if a material entity can be so all-pervading at one and the same time, so is it not that the supreme spiritual being, he will not be all-pervading? Certainly. He must be. He must be. So here, you see, that He is the perfect being who is eternal and eternal. Eternal means eternal in everything, eternal in consciousness. Now Krishna says that you and myself and all these beings are like this because He has got eternal consciousness. He has actually experienced what I was. But because my consciousness is not eternal, I have forgotten what I was in my previous birth, neither I can say what I shall be in my next birth. These are the distinctions. If we falsely claim that I am God and that supreme consciousness, it is our lunacy. It is our lunacy. We should not indulge in that way. And anyone teaching in that way, that is a cheating. It is not possible. Here is an authoritative book. He is a perfect being who is eternal and all-pervading, omnipotent, omniscient. All individual cells are more or less subject to the affliction of ignorance. We are all living entities except God. Everyone, they are subjected to ignorance, forgetfulness. That's a fact. Ignorance, egoism. Egoism means that without having the qualification, one declares that I am God. This is egoism. Without having the qualification of God, if one declares that I am God, a foolish man, that is called egoism. Egoism, desire, aversion, and dread of death. They have to do various kinds of work, good, bad, and indifference, and reap the consequences thereof. That means they are subjected to the acts of your, the reaction of their acts. If you do some good thing, then you reap the good result. If you do some bad thing, then you reap the bad result. And because we are defective, therefore we have to do something good, sometimes bad. The best thing is, therefore, that God is all good. If we follow God, then we become good. If we follow God or a God's representative, then we also become good, because God is always good. A good cannot give you bad direction. Therefore, devotional service, it is incumbent that everyone should be followers. Everyone should be followers of the instruction of God. That is devotional service. Nobody should be deviated from the service of the Lord. The whole Bhagavad Gita, this is the beginning, and at the end, the Lord will instruct, Arjuna, that's it. Sarva dhamman parityajya mamekam saranam braja. You just surrender unto me, and ahankam sarupa vibham bhokhoisnami ma sucha, and I shall protect you, give you protection from all reactions of sinful life. The best thing, if you want to be all good, then we have to follow the instruction of all good. We have to mold our life in such a way that what is advised by the all good, that will make our life perfect.